Dear soul, you felt it, didn't you? Something inside you said that persistence no longer made sense. It was as if the universe itself was asking for silence, as if an angel had whispered in your heart, "Let go, just let go." And you, between tears and murmured prayers, began to let go. You began to accept, even without understanding. But what you may not yet know, and what I will reveal to you now, is that this person who seemed to have drifted away forever is about to return. That's right, but not in the way it was before, and not at the moment you so desperately pleaded for. The angels show me that there is a silent movement happening in this person's heart, something you can't see, but that pulses strongly. But for this return to happen, something very important had to happen first. You had to stop insisting. There was a time when you believed that loving meant holding on, and you held on tight even while bleeding. You prayed for a sign, an answer, anything, but all you received was silence. And in that silence, something you didn't expect began to sprout. Strength, a gentle, silent but stubborn strength. Like a flower growing through asphalt, you slowly began to rebuild yourself. And that changed everything. Have you noticed that certain coincidences in your life are not mere coincidences? When the angel asked you not to insist, it wasn't to hurt you. It was to protect you. It was to show you that insisting out of love is not the same as loving. Truly loving sometimes means letting go. And you did that. You chose to respect your heart, even when it was broken. And that choice, so difficult, so courageous, was seen. It was felt. This is where the story begins to change. While you thought you were being forgotten, you were being remembered, but in a different way. That person, the one who seemed cold, absent, disconnected, began to truly miss you. Not your physical presence, but your energy, the peace you brought, the way you saw the world, the light way you spoke of simple things. At first, they didn't understand what it was. It seemed like just a random thought, a sudden memory. But over time, these memories became frequent. The longing began to beat stronger. And see, it's not just any longing. It's a longing that hurts, a longing that presses on the chest and steals sleep, a longing that questions choices, paths, ego. And now, this person begins to understand something they didn't see before. That the love you offered was rare, that your surrender was not neediness but courage, that your insistence was not weakness but faith. But that's not all. There's something even deeper happening. The angel who has accompanied this story from the beginning asked you to let go, because they knew that only in the space of silence could this person hear their own heart. And what they are hearing now is as clear as a bell ringing at dawn. They want to return, but differently. They want to return with truth, with courage. Before continuing the message, write this mantra in the comments. I am a magnet for true relationships. What is mine by soul connection always returns with love. Now, continuing the message, you might be wondering, but why now? Why after so much pain? Dear one, because now you no longer need this person to feel complete. You have understood that your peace comes from within, and that changes everything. When you let go, the energy changes. What was once resistance becomes attraction. What was insistence becomes magnetism. This person is feeling your absence like someone who has lost something precious and only now realizes it. They thought you would always be there, that even if they drifted away, a simple gesture would bring you back. But that wasn't the case. And this surprise, this true absence, is becoming the greatest lesson they have ever lived. And the angels are watching everything, every thought they have of you, every regret, every attempt to justify the unjustifiable, because her heart is waking up. And yes, it's painful, but necessary. You may not see it yet, but the movement has already begun. There's something in the air, a restlessness, a desire to write, to speak, to appear, to ask for forgiveness. The question the angels ask me to ask you now is, Will you be ready when this person returns? Because they will. With trembling hands, perhaps, with words tangled in fear and love. But they will. Because when love is real, it may take time. But it always comes back. And your love was, is, continues to be. But it only flourishes when it's light, when it's free. So trust. The choice to let go was the most powerful one you could have made. And that's what opened the paths. That's what activated the right time, the time of the angels. And now that everything begins to align, something new is emerging. A new chance, a new conversation, a new understanding. But that, I'll only tell you in the next part. There's something you need to know urgently. The angel who accompanies. You showed me that this person's silence was not absence. It was fear. It was pride. It was confusion. This person needed to distance themselves, not because they wanted to, but because they didn't know how to deal with everything you awakened within them. You know that phrase you thought of saying so many times, but held back. You know that hug that didn't happen? You know that last conversation that never went as you imagined? They think about it too, every day. And that's exactly why the angels asked you not to insist, because deep down they knew insisting now would be chasing someone who still didn't know how to value the luck they had in finding you. This pause, as painful as it was the only possible path for true transformation to happen. Have you noticed that some stories only make sense when they're interrupted? Sometimes it's in the interval that everything changes. It's in the silence that truths scream. And in this silence, this person began to listen to you, to listen to your absence, to listen to themselves. They, who seemed to be living far away from you, were fighting an intense battle within, struggling to understand why nothing was fun anymore, why even surrounded by people, they felt empty, why everyone was almost, but no one was you. And this is where the most delicate part of this message comes in. They are about to return, but they don't know how yet. They're still coming up with excuses, making excuses for themselves, trying to find courage amidst regret. And you know what touches their heart the most now? You stopped chasing. You chose to love yourself more. Chose to take care of yourself, even crying alone at night. Chose to prioritize yourself. Chose silence. And that silence, my dear, was deafening for them. Now, before we continue this message, write in the comments. 2. I trust the paths the angels are preparing for me. This number carries the energy of faith in greater plans. Write with firmness, to claim. And if this message is touching your heart in a special way, I want to make a request with great affection. Support our channel by clicking the Valeu Demais button. This gesture helps us continue bringing these messages of light, strength, and hope to more people who need them, just like you. Each support strengthens us in this mission. Now, continuing the message, imagine this person standing in front of their phone, opening your conversation and closing it again. They write, delete, write, delete. They go to your profile, see a photo of you smiling and feel a tightness, a kind of longing they can no longer hide, not even from themselves. They start asking friends, do you think she would forgive me? Do you think she still feels something for me? But these questions aren't for others. They're for themselves, because deep down they know they messed up, that they faltered. Who hurt someone who only wanted to be loved in a simple and true way. And the angels say, now it's her who needs to come. Now it's her who needs to insist, and she will insist. She may not know yet how to start, but she knows she needs to. Her heart is beating stronger, and that's no coincidence. It's the angels touching that heart and saying, go, speak, correct. And you? You're no longer the same. You're someone else. Stronger, more whole, more aware of your worth. You won't accept scraps anymore. You won't bend to fit where you no longer belong. If she comes back, and the angels say she will, she'll need to be different. She'll need to come with truth, with surrender, because now you know that love is only worth it if it's light, only worth it if it doesn't make you lose your peace. And there's a very important detail you need to know. This person is already being prepared spiritually. The angels are putting the right people in her path. They're giving her dreams, signs, situations that make her think of you every day, and more. They're showing her that time is passing, that if she doesn't act soon, she might lose you forever. The fear of losing you is growing, and this fear is becoming the impulse that will make her seek you out. But this reunion won't be like before. It will be more truthful, more mature, more conscious. Because this time she will come with open eyes and a willing heart. Dear soul, I know you spent nights asking for this. I know you prayed, screamed in silence, blamed yourself, cried alone in your room. But none of that was in vain. The angels heard. They were there with you in every sigh, and now they're giving you what you asked for, in a way you didn't even expect. Your love is coming back, but who changed, who grew, who is different, is you. And that changes everything. Prepare yourself. The conversation you've been waiting for is closer than ever. But what comes after? I'll only reveal that in the next post. And before I go, the angels asked me to give you a sign. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 7. Write in the comments. I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 7, and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I like and love very much. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a thanks a lot and help spread this message of light to other people who need it. You may not know this, but something started to change at the exact moment you decided to stop searching. It wasn't just your energy that changed, it was the entire field around you. The angels show that in the invisible, your decision created waves. And these waves reached that person. She felt it, even without being able to explain. It was as if the air became different, as if the absence of your presence, of your insistence, left a void impossible to fill. It's strange how humans only recognize the value of water when the well runs dry. This person, who so many times had you nearby and didn't know how to welcome you, is now immersed in memories that have become unbearable. And no, it's not about guilt. It's true longing. It's that kind of longing that has no name but makes the chest ache in the silence of the early morning. She remembers your way of looking, the sound of your laughter, the words you said when no one else had the patience to listen. She remembers the peace that was being by your side, even without doing anything. And do you know what's most impactful? She's realizing that no one else is able to do that for her. She tried to move on, tried to convince herself it was just a phase, tried to believe she could find another person with whom she had the same connection. But she couldn't. Because what you lived wasn't just anything. The angels say it was rare, intense, true, and even if it seemed out of sync sometimes, it was real. And everything that is real remains. Now this person walks around as if carrying a secret stuck in her throat, a regret that doesn't know how to turn into an apology, and the angels are whispering in your heart, "Go, there's still time." She will try to find you. The signs have already started to appear. It could be an unexpected like, a story view, a message with no clear reason. All of these are timid attempts from someone who is afraid of your reaction, afraid of discovering that it might be too late. Before continuing the message, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, take the opportunity to subscribe now. This helps us continue creating meaningful content for you. Now, continuing the message, it's possible that, when feeling this reapproach, you might feel torn. A part of you still wants it, but another part is no longer so sure, and that's okay. You don't need to decide anything now. The angels don't demand immediate choices from you. They only ask that you keep your heart light, open, free from heavy grudges. They know you were hurt, but they also know your immense capacity to forgive. And forgiving is not forgetting, it's freeing yourself from the weight. This person who caused you so much pain is now walking towards an inevitable encounter, the reunion with the truth. They might even try to resist a little longer, but they won't succeed, because the angels are pushing, guiding, preparing everything for this moment to happen. The reunion might come unexpectedly, on an ordinary day, at any time. It could be a phone call, a message, a crossing of paths that seems random, but was orchestrated by the right time, the angel's time. And in that moment, dear, you will need to be at peace with yourself to know what to do, because yes, this person comes back, but who decides what happens next is you. Now, listen carefully. You are no longer that woman who accepted any scrap, just to not lose the little she had. You have grown, and your self-love has become so great that now it defines the rules. And that, my dear, is your greatest victory. So when this person returns, don't welcome them in a hurry. Don't despair. Just listen, observe, feel. The angels will give you clear signs of what is true and what is still fear disguised as love. Trust your intuition. It will be your compass. And if you feel deep down that it's still worth it, that there's still a flame burning, then allow it. But allow it with awareness, with lightness, with boundaries. Because now you know love that binds is not love. True love doesn't suffocate, doesn't demand, doesn't beg. True love wants to stay by choice, not by insistence. And this person will look at you differently. They will feel that you are no longer in the same place where they left you. And this might scare them, but it might also enchant them. Because there's nothing more beautiful than reuniting with someone who blossomed even in absence. You might be thinking now, will they really come back? Or is it just an illusion in my head? And I answer you with the certainty the angels gave me. Yes, they come back. But they come back because now you are ready not to accept less than you deserve. And before ending this section, I want to give you a gift, a reminder, an energetic code, a call from the angels. The angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 4. Write in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 4 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I like and love very much. And if this message touched your heart, click Valeur Demain to support us. This helps keep this mission of light alive. Dear soul, you held on tightly for a long time. You tried everything. You believed until the last minute that love would prevail. But no matter how much you gave, something always seemed to slip through your hands, like water that can't be contained. And that hurt you much more than you let on. You even wondered if the problem was you, if you did something wrong. You could have been sweeter, more understanding, stronger, but the angels show me very clearly that you did everything within your power. What hurt was not your fault. The distance was not a punishment. It was a redirection. The love you offered was true, but it was too great a love for someone who didn't yet know what to do with so much, and that scared them. You know, when you give a valuable gift to someone who hasn't yet learned to receive, that person didn't know how to hold what they were given. They weren't ready. They didn't know how to deal with something so genuine. And so they pushed you away. Even though they wanted to stay, they pushed you far away because the love you offered demanded truth. And they were still living behind masks. But here is the deepest truth you need to hear now. You were necessary in that person's life, even if they rejected you, even if they turned their back, even if they left you in the void with unanswered messages and broken promises. You were the mirror. You were the trigger for the transformation they so avoided. You were the presence that exposed the lacks they didn't want to see in themselves, and that's why they ran. But now, they're coming back, because they ran from you, but they couldn't run from what they felt. The angels show me scenes, Her lying down, staring at the ceiling, scrolling through old messages on her phone, rereading things you wrote that she didn't respond to properly, listening to your voice in videos, audio messages, and feeling her chest tighten as if time had stopped there at that last goodbye. But you moved on. Even wounded, you chose to move forward. And that's when everything began to change. Dear soul, now the angels ask you to do something that can free you, and her too. Yes, it's strong, but it's also necessary. Write in the comments a list of people, including yourself, that you would like to forgive. Visualize each one of them. Send love and say, I forgive you and I set you free. May peace be with you. Feel the lightness and freedom that forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice every day to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. And if one of those people is her, allow yourself, not for what she deserves, but for what you deserve to live from now on. Because what's coming now is not just the return of someone, it's the return of your own emotional freedom. This person, who once ignored you, is now asking for guidance. They are seeking answers from people you wouldn't imagine, asking about you in subtle ways, pretending disinterest, but looking at every detail of your life, searching for signs that they might still have a chance. And the angels say there will be a conversation. It will be sincere, it will be full of pauses, silences, eyes that can't look directly because they will be wet. This person will ask for forgiveness. They will tell truths that were hidden. They will confess to you that they missed you every day, but didn't know what to do with it. You will listen to everything, and you will understand that love is not measured by the absence of pain, but by the courage to return after the fall. And this person, even full of flaws and fears, is gathering courage. Now, an important question that the angels want you to listen to with your heart. Are you ready for this conversation? Because it's coming, and it will change everything. But don't worry, you won't be alone in this moment. The angels will be by your side, protecting your energy, bringing clarity, and putting the right words in your mouth. They will guide you. All you need to do is keep your heart clean, and if there is still love, allow it. If there is only peace, embrace it. If it's time to say goodbye, let it be with lightness. But what if it's a new beginning? What if what you lived through was just the preparation for something greater? And if now, with everything clear, with all the truth on the table, love has a chance to grow without fear? Yes, it could be the new beginning. And what comes after? That I'll only reveal in the next post. Dear soul, you went to the limit for someone who didn't always know how to see you. You silenced your needs to avoid being too demanding. You forgave without receiving apologies. You waited without knowing if there was still something to be received on the other side. And yet, you continued to love, with a heart in pieces but with dignity. That is the strength you didn't even know you had. And now, looking back, you can see how much you've grown, can't you? You are no longer the woman who accepted scraps just to keep someone around. Now you know what you deserve, and that has changed you from within. That person who once had you and didn't take care of you now sees you as you've always been, a unique woman. Not because you've become someone else, but because they've changed their gaze. They had to lose you to be able to see. Seeing you leave was the shock they needed, and it was in the silence, in the absence of your energy, that this person discovered you were missed a lot, but not just any kind of missing. You were missed in the soul, in the heart, in the routine. They began to realize that your presence was what made the days lighter, that your words were the only ones that seemed to bring any true comfort, that your way of listening, even when you also needed to be heard, was rare, and that no one else filled that space. Meanwhile, you did something they didn't expect. You turned back to yourself. You started taking care of your inner home, organizing your pains, forgiving yourself, embracing yourself. And the more you looked at yourself, the more you realized you deserved much more than someone who only knows how to look for you when they feel your absence. But look at this beautiful thing. It was precisely this movement that began to heal their heart as well. You stopped insisting, and that showed them it was time to choose. Either they came with truth or they would lose you for good, and they chose to come back. But the woman they will find is no longer the same one who cried over unanswered messages. Now they will find someone whole, with feet on the ground, with self-love, with clear boundaries, and with a soul so at peace. It scares those who only knew your anxious and distressed version. Dear soul, the angels are by your side. Now, they are preparing the scene, the conversation, the reunion. But they want you to know one essential thing. You don't need this person. You choose if you want to, because what has sustained you until now was not the hope of their return. It was your strength, your courage, your light. If this person comes back, and they will come back, let them come to add to you. Because now you are too whole to accept halves. And look, they feel it. They feel that the game has changed, that now it is they who risk not being accepted, and that shakes everything in them. But instead of running away, they are willing to face it. They will come back. They will say things you've always wanted to hear. They will shed their pride. They will confess that they missed you, that they thought of you all the time. They will tell you what held them back, what made them push you away even when they wanted to stay. And when that happens, you won't need to prove anything anymore. Your presence will say it all. Before we continue, the angels ask me to remind you of something that can further strengthen your energy. I am whole by myself. Whoever wants to be with me, let them come with truth and light. If this phrase touched your heart, write it now in the comments. It is a spiritual commitment to your essence, and if you feel that this message is helping your heart to heal, show your support by clicking "Worth a Lot." This keeps alive this mission of spreading light and healing to those who need it most. But now, listen carefully. Do you remember that version of yourself who waited for any crumb just to have a little affection? She no longer exists. She is gone. And she has given way to a woman who learned the hard way to be self-sufficient. And this woman is admired even by the angels. You will look into this person's eyes, and for the first time, you will realize you are the love you've been seeking in others. And that's exactly why now you have the power to choose freely. This is the big turnaround. It's not her return that will save you. It's your reunion with yourself that is saving your story. But that's not all. In the next section, I'll reveal what the angel showed about the next steps of this reunion. You need to know what this person intends and why this can change everything. Dear soul, have you noticed how some people seem to run away from us when we need them to stay the most? It's as if, when feeling true love, they get scared. And that's what happened with this person. The angels show me that she didn't run away from you. She ran away from what she felt with you. It was so intense, so real, so different from anything she had ever experienced. That fear paralyzed her. Yes, behind all that coldness, distance, and silence, there was someone dying of fear. Fear of loving, fear of not knowing how to reciprocate, fear of failing, fear of being happy and then losing it all. So she chose defense. She distanced herself, built walls, pretended indifference, but you knew, didn't you? Deep down, your heart felt that it wasn't contempt. It was poorly disguised protection. It was a wounded soul trying to survive the only way it knew how. Only now. Everything is crumbling. The defenses are no longer working. The absence has become torture, and the pride, which was once a shield, is now a burden. She thought of you every day, but she thought it was enough for you to seek her, insist, chase. Only you didn't. And that changed everything. Now it's her who thinks, did I lose her forever? Has she moved on? Can I still come back? And the answer the angels give me is, yes, she can come back. But time is running out. Before continuing, take a deep breath and make this gesture of light. Share this video with 2 loved ones who need this message of hope and faith. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together, and leave a prayer for your guardian angel in the comments. He is listening right now. Now, continuing the message, this person is planning. She doesn't know how yet, but she wants to get closer. She thinks about how to start a conversation, how to explain herself, how to regain the trust that was broken. And as distant as she may seem, the truth is that she still loves you. And she never stopped loving you. She just didn't know that it was love. She thought it was neediness, attachment, longing. But now she understands. It was love. It always was. And do you want to know what was decisive for this realization? Your firm absence. Your peaceful absence. It was when you stopped seeking her that she understood how much she missed you. It was when you stopped trying to prove your worth that she saw how valuable you were. It was when you started to love yourself that she started to see you with the right eyes. Now there's an urgency in her heart. She wants to come, but she fears she won't be welcomed anymore. She trembles at the thought that you might not want her anymore. And that is making her heart beat faster, stronger, more truly. The angels are guiding this return, but they warn you, this person is no longer the same. She is different, and she is willing to acknowledge what she never had. The courage to say before. She wants to meet you. She wants to see you. She wants to feel your energy. She wants to reconnect, not just with you, but with her own truth that she has denied for so long. But the reunion will only be possible if there is space, not a physical space, but space within you. And that depends on a choice of yours, because you see, you no longer need this love to feel complete. But you can choose it, if it is true. Dear soul, the reunion is near, much closer than you imagine, and it will come with words you've waited so long to hear. But that no longer define you. You will hear, I was wrong. I missed you. I didn't know what to do. I want to try again, but this time the right way. And when that happens, you will smile, maybe with tears in your eyes, but with the certainty that everything you've been through was worth it, because only you know how much it hurt. Only you know how many nights you cried with no one seeing. And now, the angels are honoring your faith. They are giving you the chance to rewrite this story if you want to. But that's not all. In the coming days, this person will have a very strong sign, something that will make them act. And when they come, they will come with truth, and with eyes shining with that love you've dreamed of so much. Dear soul, have you noticed how, in recent days, certain memories have come back more frequently, as if the universe is preparing you for something that is about to happen? This is not imagination. It's a sign. It's movement. It's energy. The angels show me that this person has already decided to look for you, but they are still waiting for the right moment. They are rehearsing the words, gathering courage, mentally reviewing their own mistakes. All so that when this conversation happens, you feel that they have come back different. But the truth is that the angel's time does not wait for perfection. It acts in the now, and the now is activated. This person is being surrounded by memories that seem to come out of nowhere. Songs, places, old photos, smells, dreams. Everything in them is asking for a reunion. And this reunion will be much deeper than just a high. The angels say that this person will open their heart. They will say what they never had the courage to say before. They will look at you as if for the first time, but with the pain of someone who feels they have already lost you. And you, as prepared as you are, will not get lost in this reunion, because you are no longer the woman who depends. You are the woman who chooses. You are the one the angels strengthened in silence, the one who learned to take care of herself when no one else did. And this love, if it is to return, will have to honor this new version of you. Before continuing, the angels ask you to take one more step in this chain of light. Write in the comments, "I am ready to live the love that honors and respects me." This is a spiritual seal of preparation. And if you can, click "Worth It" too. Support this work of light. Your energy makes this message reach more hearts like yours. Now, continuing the message, they will call you. Maybe shyly, maybe with some excuse. "Hi, I dreamed about you last night, just passing by to see how you are." Or even a simple, "You disappeared." But behind these simple words, there is a heart exploding inside. There is someone who finally understood what they lost, and who is willing not to lose you again. You might wonder, and if they come back and everything repeats itself, but the angels answer, "Now you are the one who sets the rules. You are no longer in the same place, and if this person comes with the old attitudes, they will no longer find the same woman." That's why the angels are preparing you, because this conversation will happen, and in it you will realize that your absence was the greatest lesson of their life. They will say, "I never stopped thinking about you. I fought against this feeling, but it only grew. I needed to lose you to understand what you meant, and when you hear all this, you will not fall apart. You will take a deep breath, and you will respond with peace. Because now you know, love is not about proving anything to anyone. Love is feeling at peace beside someone who is also at peace with themselves. And that's why the true new beginning is so close. But pay attention, this person will not come only with words. They will come with actions, with proposals, with invitations, with attitudes that will show you they have learned. And you will know. Because the angels are already putting the right words in this person's dreams. They are already activating the memory of what you lived. They are already whispering in their ear that the time is now. You might feel a tightness in your chest, just imagining this moment, but the angels say, "You are ready," because when the truth approaches, the body feels it. And this truth is coming with love, with regret, with a desire to start over. And don't think it will be a return to how it was before. It will be calmer, more conscious, more true, because now she is seeing you for real, and she is seeing the woman who was reborn from the ashes of abandonment. Dear soul, the reunion is written, and it will happen. You will notice the signs growing, the intensity increasing, the heart racing. And when you least expect it, this person will be in front of you, with watery eyes and an open heart. But what exactly will she say? How will she act? And what are the angels preparing for this day? Dear soul, in the silence of the days, in the pauses that destiny imposed, you learned to listen to yourself. But now it is she who is listening for the first time to her own heart. This person is in conflict. On the outside, she tries to go on with life normally, but on the inside, there is a mix of anguish and desire, of longing and regret. She asks herself every day, "How could I let that woman go?" And the answer comes with a huge weight. She didn't want to. She just didn't know how to hold on to you. Now she understands that what you lived was not ordinary. It was not a passing passion. It was not neediness. It was connection. It was energy. It was truth. And even though she tried to deny it, she couldn't escape it. Every time she sees you, even from afar, every time someone mentions your name, or when the memory of you both comes up in random details, she feels it strongly. And she feels it because she still loves you, and more than that, because she respects you. Something she may never have shown clearly before, but which is now latent, present, screaming. And the angels say, she is about to act. It is no longer a question of if, it is a question of when. And this when is approaching. She has already thought about writing, about appearing in person, about sending a direct message. But she is afraid of your reaction. She is afraid of finding a woman who no longer needs her. She is afraid of looking into your eyes and realizing that she has lost. But it is this fear that is pushing her forward, because now she understands that waiting one more day may mean never again, and she doesn't want to lose you forever. Before continuing, the angels ask me to have you declare your readiness firmly. Write in the comments, "I am open to the true love that chooses and respects me." This is a spiritual call that activates the vibration of truth. And if this message is helping you, click on Worth a Lot and support the expansion of this current of light. Now, back to the message. She has already decided what she will say. Yes, the angels have shown me. She will start with something simple. She will try to gauge your tone, understand your disposition, but what she really wants is to open her heart. She will tell you that she couldn't move on, even though she tried, that she compared you to other people but none measured up. She will talk about the days she waited for you to appear, and you didn't. The days she thought about knocking on your door and didn't have the courage. And then she will confess what she has kept for so long. I still love you. These words may come timidly, they may come with tears, but they will come with truth, because her heart can no longer lie. She will ask for a chance. She will say that she is willing to do things differently, that she has learned from the pain, and that she no longer wants to run away from what she feels. And you, dear soul, you will feel everything at once. The love, the fear, the memory of what was, and the desire of what could still be. But you will not be the same. Now you have the power in your hands, the power to decide, with lightness, with truth, with wisdom. And the angels will be with you in this moment. You will look at this person and see someone who has grown, someone who has suffered, someone who has understood. And if your heart still feels that it is worth it, the new beginning will be beautiful. But if there's no more feeling, if love has turned into gratitude, you can also say goodbye in peace, because you've done your part. You loved, you waited, you healed. This reunion isn't about going back to how it was before. It's about creating something new, something true, something built with maturity. And even if the path is still being drawn, the angels assure you, you won't be alone. The love that awaits you is a love that comes with truth, with courage, with reciprocity. And if it's that person, they will come with all of this and more. They will come with certainty in their eyes, with a vulnerability they've never shown before, and with the humility of someone who has learned that loving is recognizing their own mistakes. Dear soul, you haven't been forgotten. You've been recognized. And now you're being desired, not out of vanity, but out of love. But there's one last thing I need to tell you. Something that will seal this message from the angels and prepare you for what comes after the reunion. This, dear soul, everything you've lived through until now had a greater purpose. Every tear that fell, every silence that cut you deep inside, every moment of uncertainty, and every time you said, "I can't take it anymore," was heard by the angels. They've been with you through all those hours, and now, with the truth approaching, they want you to understand something fundamental. This reunion won't just be about two hearts. It will be about two souls that have evolved. Separately, each has learned what was necessary to finally recognize each other truly. The angels show clearly this person, the one who once made you doubt your worth, now sees you as a woman who has overcome. And that's exactly why they want to return. Not because they need to, but because they choose to. Yes, they want to choose you now. They want to rebuild what was broken. They want to do things differently. And they will say this looking into your eyes. But here's the most important secret the angels want you to know. You're not obligated to accept. This reunion is an offer, not an obligation. It's an invitation from life, not an emotional debt. You can accept, but only if there's lightness, truth, and reciprocity. And if you don't feel that, you can walk away in peace, with a clean heart, with a tranquil conscience, and with the certainty that you were the woman who chose with love for yourself. The angels show me an image now, you with your head held high, firm, whole, with your eyes shining, and this person before you emotional, realizing that what they hold in their hands is a treasure. They will try. They will say they're willing, that they want to show you they've changed, and that now they understand that love isn't begged for. It's cared for, respected, nurtured. But the angels remind you, don't lose your light trying to save someone who still walks in the dark. Wait for the gestures. Wait for time to show consistency. Wait for love to prove it's here to stay. Because, now my dear, you are your own home, your own love, your own miracle. And if this story is meant to continue, it will flourish. Not because you bent, but because you both chose to stay with maturity. Before ending this message, the angels ask you to make one last spiritual delivery. Write in the comments, I choose the love that chooses me, that respects me, and that grows with me. This phrase is a key. It's the final seal of this revelation. Write with faith, write with presence. And if this message touched your heart, like this video, subscribe to the channel and click It Was Worth It to help this chain of light reach other people who are going through the same as you. Now, look at everything you've lived through. You loved truly, suffered in silence, were reborn, and now you're faced with a new choice. That person is indeed coming back. But now, the woman they find is you in your most whole form. If this message resonated with you and your situation, write in the comments, I am the love that chooses truth and peace, and everything that is reciprocal will remain. Share your experiences in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. May the angels bless you.